Hello friends and parents. The careers in commerce. Now in the science, whenever you are interacting with the students, they always say that they want to become a doctor, they want to become the engineer. And how to become the doctor and engineer, not only the science student aware of it, but even the commerce student are also aware that for going for the MBBS, for going for the engineering, you have to give the entry level exam, and after passing that exam you can go for that particular courses. Question arises, what are the careers in a commerce stream? In a commerce, the careers equivalent to the doctor and engineer, there are three types of career which are there. One is the chartered accountant, another one is the company secretary, and third one is the cost and management accountant. All these three particular professional qualifications are at par level. Before going for this particular details about the qualification, let us see the job of these particular professionals. Chartered accountant, my dear student, as you are aware, in a junior college, we are learning that how to prepare the final accounts. For that purpose, how to record the transaction in the books of accounts. All that we are learning in the junior college. When we are recording this transaction, we are preparing the final accounts. The results which have been disclosed, profit or loss of the business. In a balance sheet, we are showing the assets and liabilities of the business. Question arises, whatever the things that we have done it, whether it is a right or wrong, who will going to verify this? Just like in the similar manner, that suppose we are suffering from particular sickness, particular illness. So what type of sickness we are having, what type of illness we are having? Suppose we are suffering from the fever. In that case, whether it is a flu, whether it is a typhoid, whether it is a malaria, who will going to verify that? For that we have to go to the doctor. In the same manner, my dear friends, in case of the accounts, in case of the commerce, in case of the business, whatever the profit or loss disclosed by the accountant of a business in its profit and loss account, assets and liabilities shown in a balance sheet, whether it is right or wrong, a person who is having the authority to verify that particular books of account is nothing but the chartered accountant. He is the person who has signed the accounts. It means it can be said that yes, as per his view, whatever the profit or loss which is disclosed, assets and liabilities on a particular date which has been shown by the businessman, as per his knowledge, it is correct. As per the law which is prevailing, as per that it has been correct. Similarly, his importance is also there in a business. Whenever a businessman requires the funds for the business, he wanted a loan for the business. Naturally, that time he has to apply for the loan to the bank. जब आप बैंक के पास लोन के लिए जाते हो, बैंक आस्क फॉर द मॉर्गेज सिक्योरिटी. कुछ बैंक आपको गिरवी रखने के लिए कहती है. सो बिजनेसमैन को सर्टिफिकेट देना पड़ता है कि उसके बिजनेस के एसेट्स कितने हैं, स्पेसिफिकली बिजनेस में उसका स्टॉक कितना होता है. इसका सर्टिफिकेट बैंक डिमांड करती है, एंड दैट सर्टिफिकेट कैन बी गिवन ओनली बाय द वन पर्सन, दैट इज अ चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट. Similarly, at the end of the every year, every person has to file his income tax return. For the purpose of that, who will going to help you out in filing of income tax return? That is nothing but the chartered accountant. So it means his importance, his role is not only important from the business point of view, but nowadays his role is important even in a common man's day-to-day life point of view. The second person is the company secretary. He is a person having a good knowledge or thorough knowledge about the different act, laws, rules, regulations which are prevailing in India in respect of business, in respect of foreign exchange, in respect of stock exchange, so on and so forth. So naturally, while doing the business, the businessman should aware about the provisions which are there in respect of these different acts, rules, regulations. And naturally, the person who can help him out in respect of all this provision is nothing but the company secretary. So company secretary is a person who is holding one of the important posts in a business. Because if you will not follow the act, law, rules, regulations which are there in India, if you will going to cross those particular provisions, definitely criminal actions, proceedings, you have to go for that. And no one would like to face such type of the proceedings against him. So naturally, the company secretary job is also very important. Next is the cost and management accountant. He is a person basically who decides the price to be quoted for the product or for the services. His role is very important in respect of fixing of selling price as well as controlling the expenses, or which is called as a cost. In today's competitive world, it is not possible for any businessman to increase the selling price for the purpose of increasing the profit. अगर प्रॉफिट बढ़ाना है तो नॉर्मली कोई भी आदमी ये सोचता है मुझे सेलिंग प्राइस मेरी इंक्रीज करना है, बट आज के कॉम्पिटिटिव वर्ल्ड में ये पॉसिबल नहीं है. टेक द सिंपल एग्जांपल, टेलीकम्युनिकेशन इंडस्ट्री में देयर आर सो मेनी प्लेयर्स आर देयर, आइडिया, वोडाफोन, सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ, टाटा इंडिकॉम एक्सेट्रा. किसी ने भी अपना कॉल का पल्स रेट अगर 5 पैसे से बढ़ा दिया, सो एज पर द पोर्टेबिलिटी, नेचुरली the customer will move from that particular company to the other company who is providing the services at a cheaper rate. So it means to increase the profit, to increase the selling price, that old criteria has now gone. In a competitive world, if you want to increase the profit, you have to keep the selling price as same. Then naturally you have to control your cost, control your expenses. एक्सपेंसेस को कंट्रोल करना है, कॉस्ट को कंट्रोल करना है. अगर आप आपके कॉस्ट कम करते हो, एक्सपेंसेस कम कर देते हो, तो सेलिंग प्राइस उतनी ही रख के नेचुरली ऑटोमेटिकली आपका प्रॉफिट बढ़ जाएगा. सो माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, इफ यू विल गोइंग टू सी द एवरी पर्सन, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट, कंपनी सेक्रेटरी और कॉस्ट एंड मैनेजमेंट अकाउंटेंट, हु इज अर्लियर कॉल्ड एज अ कॉस्ट एंड वर्क्स अकाउंटेंट, देयर जॉब इन अ बिजनेस, इन अ कॉमन मैन्स लाइफ is very, very important. Just like as what we can say, the job of the services which is rendered by the doctor, engineer, lawyer are important for the common man. In the same manner, the services of chartered accountant, company secretary and cost and management accountant are very important. Let us move further how to achieve this particular qualification. ये qualification हमें किस प्रकार से मिल सकती है? In this particular qualification, whether you want to go for chartered accountancy, company secretary or cost and management accountant, there are 3 levels of exam. There are 3 stages of exam. One is the entry level exam, next one is the intermediate level exam, and third one is the final exam. 3 प्रकार के एग्जाम इन तीनों कोर्स में कंडक्ट की जाती है. फर्स्ट इज द एंट्री लेवल एग्जाम, यानी जिस प्रकार से इन केस ऑफ द एमबीबीएस, दैट इज अ मेडिकल, इंजीनियरिंग, For that, a different type of exams are conducted. CET exams are conducted. Similarly, यहाँ पे at a entry level into the course, the entry level exam are taken. After passing the entry level, you have to go for the intermediate exam, and after completing the intermediate exam, naturally you will be going for the final exam. Question arises, जिस प्रकार से सीईटी की एग्जाम ऑब्जेक्टिव होती है, क्या यहां पे एंट्री लेवल की एग्जाम ऑब्जेक्टिव होती है? आंसर इज यस. फॉर द टू कोर्सेस द एंट्री लेवल एग्जाम इज ऑफ अ ऑब्जेक्टिव इन नेचर. So entry level exam for chartered accountancy and company secretary course is of objective questions. Multiple choice questions are given, and from that multiple choice question you have to select the correct answer. For every correct answer 1 mark is there. Negative marking, yes, at present 0.25 marks are deducted for a wrong answer. So it means you have to be very careful while giving the answer. If your answer is correct, you will be getting a 1 mark, but if your answer is wrong, 0.25 marks at present deducted for every wrong answer. It means, for example, suppose I have given the answer for 10 questions. 10 questions, out of that my 6 questions answer are right and 4 question answer are wrong. In a common marking system, you should get 6 marks, but you will not get the 6 marks, because as per the negative marking, 4 answers you have given, it is a wrong. So for every wrong answer 0.25 marks, it means for the 4 wrong answer 1 mark will be deducted. So out of 6, 1 mark will be deducted and you will be getting a 5 marks. There is no any penalty for not giving the answer. If you are not having, it means known the answer for any question, don't give the answer, marks will not be deducted. But गलती करने के लिए punishment है 0.25 at present. 0.25 marks are deducted for every wrong answer. But entry level exam for the CMA, that is for the cost accountancy course, it is of descriptive type of questions. यानी जिस प्रकार से हम अपने एग्जाम में 100 मार्क्स का पेपर लिखते समय जिस प्रकार से डिस्क्रिप्टिव क्वेश्चंस हम लिखते हैं, उस प्रकार से नेचुरली वहां पे कुछ क्वेश्चन ऑब्जेक्टिव भी होते हैं, बट इस प्रकार की एग्जाम कंडक्ट की जाती हैं फॉर द पर्पज ऑफ कॉस्ट अकाउंटेंसी कोर्स. So it means at an entry level CA and CS exam के लिए it will be of objective type of question, and CMA, that is a cost and management accountant, for that course it is a descriptive type of questions. Let us proceed further and see the further details. Who can appear for the entry level exam? Entry level exam के लिए कौन appear हो सकता है? The student can appear for the entry level exam after 10+2 exam. A student who has appeared for the 10+2 exam can go for the purpose of entry level exam. So whether it is a chartered accountancy, whether it is a company secretary, or whether it is a cost and management accountancy course, इन तीनों के entry level exam जो होते हैं, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंसी की जो एंट्री लेवल एग्जाम होती है, इट इज कॉल्ड एज अ सीपीटी, कॉमन प्रोफिशिएंसी टेस्ट. जो कंपनी सेक्रेटरी के एंट्री लेवल की एग्जाम होती है, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज अ कंपनी सेक्रेटरी फाउंडेशन कोर्स. एंड कॉस्ट एंड मैनेजमेंट अकाउंटेंट की जो एंट्री लेवल की एग्जाम होती है, इट इज कॉल्ड एज अ कॉस्ट एंड मैनेजमेंट फाउंडेशन कोर्स. सो ये जो एंट्री लेवल की एग्जाम है, इसके लिए अगर अपीयर करना है, यू शुड बी अ स्टूडेंट of a 10+2, it means आपने 12th स्टैंडर्ड की बोर्ड की एग्जाम अपीयर की होनी चाहिए. If you have appeared for that 10+2 exam, you will be eligible for the purpose of appearing for entry level exam. But in case a student is a graduate who has completed the graduation and who has scored the 50% marks, then in that case directly he can go for the enroll for the intermediate course. Intermediate level जो होती है, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंसी में इंटरमीडिएट लेवल इज कॉल्ड एज अ इंटीग्रेटेड प्रोफिशिएंसी कॉम्पिटेंसी कोर्स. इट मीन्स इट इज कॉल्ड एज अ IPCC. कंपनी सेक्रेटरी में इट इज कॉल्ड एज अ कंपनी सेक्रेटरी एग्जीक्यूटिव प्रोग्राम. एंड कॉस्ट एंड मैनेजमेंट अकाउंटेंसी, कॉस्ट अकाउंटेंसी में इट इज कॉल्ड एज अ इंटरमीडिएट एग्जाम. सो जो स्टूडेंट ग्रेजुएशन जिसने कंप्लीट किया है, whether it is a commerce, whether it is a science, he can directly go for the intermediate level. एग्जाम पासिंग क्राइटेरिया किस प्रकार से होता है? फॉर द इंटरमीडिएट एंड फाइनल एग्जाम में हर एक सब्जेक्ट में 40% मार्क्स मिलना जरूरी है. 100 मार्क्स का पेपर होता है. एवरी सब्जेक्ट यू शुड गेट 40 मार्क्स एंड इट शुड बी एग्रीगेट 50%. 50% एग्रीगेट में मिलना जरूरी है. So it means suppose there are 4 subjects, I have got 40 marks, 40 marks, 40 marks, 40 marks. 4 subjects हैं. I am giving you the example. Suppose 4 subject हैं, 100, 100 marks के पेपर होते हैं. So it means it has become 400 marks exam. I have scored every subject 40 marks each. So it means it has become 160 in total. 40 marks इंटर एवरी सब्जेक्ट में मिलना चाहिए. आई हैव गॉट 40 मार्क्स, बट माई डियर फ्रेंड, आई हैव नॉट क्लियर द एग्जाम. बिकॉज एग्रीगेट में कितने मार्क्स मिलना जरूरी है? एग्रीगेट में 50% मार्क होना चाहिए. इट मीन्स अगर 400 मार्क्स की एग्जाम कंडक्ट की गई है तो उसमें मुझे 200 मिनिमम आई शुड गेट इट. अब अगर समझो मुझे 200 मिले हैं, बट किसी सब्जेक्ट में मुझे अगर समझो 40 मार्क्स नहीं मिले, आई हैव गॉट 38 मार्क्स. कैन आई से दैट यस आई हैव गॉट द 50% इन एग्रीगेट, सो इट मीन्स आई हैव क्लियर्ड द एग्जाम? आंसर इज नो, बिकॉज इन वन सब्जेक्ट यू हैव नॉट गॉट द 40 मार्क्स. So it means this both the things has to be satisfied simultaneously. 40 marks should be there in every subject, and in aggregate you should get the 50 marks. Then only it can be said that yes, you have cleared the exam. So that is what the exam passing criteria. Let us see what are the number of subject at a different level in a CA, CS as well as the CMA course. Let us see toward that. As I told you, in case of CA it is called as a CPT, in case of CS it is called as a CSFC, and in case of the CMA it is called as a CMA foundation course. CA, CS and CMA, in all these particular entry level exam there are 4 subjects. 4 subject entry level exam पे है. In case of the intermediate, CMA जैसा मैंने कहा, इंटरमीडिएट इट इज कॉल्ड एज अ IPCC. CS एग्जीक्यूटिव में इंटरमीडिएट लेवल इज कॉल्ड एज अ एग्जीक्यूटिव प्रोग्राम, एंड CMA में कॉस्ट अकाउंटेंसी में इट इज कॉल्ड एज अ इंटर. CMA देयर आर 2 ग्रुप्स, ग्रुप 1 एंड ग्रुप 2. ग्रुप 1 एंड ग्रुप 2 मिलके 7 सब्जेक्ट हैं. CS में ग्रुप 1 एंड ग्रुप 2 मिलके 8 सब्जेक्ट हैं, एंड CMA में देयर आर ग्रुप 1 एंड ग्रुप 2 मिलके टोटल 8 सब्जेक्ट आर देयर. Group 1 and Group 2, it means the subjects are divided into the 2 categories. 2 कैटेगरी में सब्जेक्ट डिवाइड किए जाते हैं. सो यहां पे 7 सब्जेक्ट हैं, यहां पे दोनों ग्रुप में मिलके 8, और यहां पे भी दोनों ग्रुप में मिलके 8 सब्जेक्ट हैं. इंटरमीडिएट लेवल पास करने के बाद में यू आर एंटरिंग इनटू द फाइनल लेवल. CMA फाइनल लेवल इज कॉल्ड एज द CA फाइनल एग्जाम. CS में इट इज कॉल्ड एज द CS प्रोफेशनल एग्जाम, एंड इन केस ऑफ CMA इट इज कॉल्ड एज अ CMA फाइनल एग्जाम. वहां पे भी 2 ग्रुप हैं, एंड इन बोथ दिस पर्टिकुलर ग्रुप मिलके देयर आर 8 सब्जेक्ट इन ऑल द लेवल. तीनों एग्जाम के लेवल में देयर आर 8 सब्जेक्ट विच आर देयर. सो इट मीन्स इन शॉर्ट, इफ द स्टूडेंट हु इज एंटरिंग फ्रॉम 10+2 करने के बाद में जो CA लेवल के लिए एंटर करता है, ही हैज टू क्लियर 4 + 7 11 + 8 19 पेपर्स. Over here it is 4 + 8 12 + 8 20 papers, and over here also a 20 papers has to be cleared for getting the degree of a chartered accountancy, company secretary, or the cost and management accountant. Naturally, next question arises, Is it so that only we have to give the exam, we have to clear the exam? If we have cleared the exam, it means we are getting a degree. Is it like that? No. While doing this particular course at the intermediate level, every institute has specified a computer training. So let us see about that. The computer training from the institute to be completed during the intermediate level. Naturally, you will going to think why the computer training is required. As every one of us are aware that computer knowledge is the necessary criteria at any level. You are having any type of degree, but if you are not having a computer knowledge, you will be called as a illiterate in a corporate world. And that is why every institute says that a person who wants to become a chartered accountant, a person who wants to become a company secretary or cost and management accountant must have a knowledge of the computer. So it means, is it so that the computer knowledge which we are normally doing on our home computers, such type of computer training is there? Answer is no. Computer training, it is from the point of view of professional level. How to prepare the accounts, how to do the balance sheet, how to do the different type of the working, different type of the requirement related to the business, all those particular reports, etc., how to be generated from the computer, etc. Such type of training will be given by the institute during the intermediate level. Intermediate की exam complete करने से पहले ये आपको training लेना पड़ता है. You have to complete this training. In case of chartered accountancy, of course, after the intermediate exam also you can do that. But normally in case of the CS as well as the CMA course, you have to complete this computer training during the intermediate course itself. Not only that, my dear friend, you have got the theoretical knowledge by giving the exam, by going for the computer training. But in addition to that, yes, the articleship or internship which is there, articleship or internship, it is necessary in every course. Chartered accountancy and cost and management accountancy, in respect of that, a 3 years internship or 3 years articleship is necessary. What is the meaning of articleship? Articleship का मतलब होता है you have to gain the practical knowledge. From where you will gain the practical knowledge? To gain the practical knowledge, in the case of chartered accountancy, you have to work under the practicing chartered accountant or practicing chartered accountant firm. In that you have to work for the 3 years. When you are working in that particular company for the 3 years under the practicing chartered accountant, naturally you are gaining a practical knowledge. At present, whatever the things that we have learned in the theory, actually you have to apply that theory in a practical. So then naturally when you will get the degree, you are aware that how to apply the theory into the practical. Same thing in respect of the company secretary. Company secretary, maybe you have to work either under the practicing company secretary, or you have to work in a organization, or in a company you have to work as an articleship for the purpose of company secretary. Cost and management accountancy, again same thing, either you have to work under the practicing cost accountant, or you have to work in a finance, taxation. In that area you have to work in a company to gain the experience, and such certificate has to be submitted to the institute. So this articleship is necessary. Once you have completed the exam, you have completed the articleship, yes, now you will become the professional. It is just similar, my dear friend, to that of the medical course also. Once the person has become a doctor, he has got the degree of MBBS or BAMS, naturally 1 year का internship उसको करना पड़ता है, without which he cannot start with the practice. In the same manner over here, you have to do the articleship under the practicing professional, and you have to gain the practical knowledge. Naturally, next question arises when the exams are conducted. Exams are conducted for the chartered accountancy twice in a year, May and November. May and November, these exams are conducted for the IPCC and the final level. IPCC एंड फाइनल लेवल के लिए मई एंड नवंबर में एग्जाम कंडक्ट किया जाता है, एंड फॉर द पर्पज ऑफ CPT इट इज कंडक्टेड इन द जून एंड डिसंबर. फॉर द CPT एग्जाम, एंट्री लेवल एग्जाम फॉर द चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंसी, इट इज कंडक्टेड इन जून एंड डिसंबर. For the company secretary and cost and management accountancy, the exam is conducted in the month of June and December for all the three levels. That is whether it is an entry level, whether it is an intermediate or whether it is a final. It will be conducted at June and December. That is in case of company secretary, executive and professional exam are conducted in the month of June and December. In case of cost and management accountancy, the intermediate and final exam are conducted in the month of June and December. Entry level exam also, that is the foundation course exam, is also conducted in June and December. But CA के लिए the entry level CPT exam is conducted in June and December, whereas the IPCC and final exam are conducted in the month of May and November. So these institutes are conducting the exam twice in a year. Sometimes students or parents ask me that this particular degree is given by which university. My dear friends, Chartered Accountancy Institute, that is Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, Institute of Company Secretary of India, and Institute of Cost Accountants of India, these are the body which has been established by the central government by passing a bill in a parliament. These are the recognized institute of the central government. So what we can say is that ये जो डिग्री मिलती है ये हमें डायरेक्टली सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के पास से डिग्री मिलती है. That is also we can say that these are the institute which has been governed by the bill which has been passed in a parliament, and with that particular recognition these institutes has been established. Naturally आगे सवाल ये आता है, how to get the coaching for this particular course. इस कोर्स के लिए कोचिंग किस प्रकार से मिलना चाहिए. Normally the exam which are conducted by the board and the university in a different state, it will be only a state level exam, it will be only a district level exam, and for that the school and colleges, they are able to provide the coaching for that. But my dear friends, this chartered accountancy, company secretary, cost and management accountancy exam is not conducted only at the state level, but it is conducted all India. One step going ahead, I would say that it is also conducted on an international level. So it means the student not only from India, even outside India are also appearing for these exams. So naturally when such exam is conducted all India or international level पे जब exam ये conduct की जाती है, you should have a good knowledge, you should have a good coaching in respect of such subjects, such course. And normally if you will going to see इस प्रकार का coaching अगर आपको चाहिए तो you have to rush towards the major cities like Delhi, मुंबई, कोलकाता, चेन्नई, बेंगलोर, ऐसे मेजर सिटी में आपको जाना पड़ता है. You have to stay there, you have to join for the reputed classes, you have to log out, shell out the lot of fees over there. वहां पे रहना पड़ता है, अपने फैमिली से दूर, अपने पेरेंट्स से दूर रहना पड़ता है, एग्जाम देना पड़ता है, खाने पीने का सब अरेंजमेंट करना पड़ता है, रहने का अरेंजमेंट करना पड़ता है, ऊपर से लॉट ऑफ फीस यू हैव टू पे. ये सब करने के बाद में आपको अच्छा कोचिंग मिल सकता है. बट नाउ दिस पर्टिकुलर ओल्डन डेज आर ओवर नाउ माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, बिकॉज आइडियल एजुकेशन सिस्टम प्राइवेट लिमिटेड, Ideal Edu System Private Limited has come out with the satellite coaching. This particular satellite coaching we are providing from our head office in Mumbai. We are having the 2 studios. From there, the reputed professor will going to deliver the lectures in respect of this course, which is through the satellite directly. It will be telecasted all over India the centers which we are having. At present more than 60 centers we are having all over India. So naturally you will say that sir उसमें क्या बड़ी बात है, जिस प्रकार से क्रिकेट मैच हम लाइव टेलीकास्ट हमारे टीवी पे देखते हैं उस प्रकार से मुंबई में आपके प्रोफेसर जो लेक्चर दे रहे हैं वो हम इलेक्ट्रॉनिकली और सैटेलाइट के द्वारा हम लाइवली लेक्चर देखेंगे. माय डियर फ्रेंड, देयर इज वन बिग डिफरेंस. द बिग डिफरेंस इज दैट जिस प्रकार से आप फिजिकल लेक्चर्स में यू कैन इंटरैक्ट विद द प्रोफेसर, in the same manner through this satellite coaching you can interact with the professor immediately on the spot where you have got the doubt. That is what the one of the biggest benefit that we are having in this satellite coaching. So it means while attending the lecture you are having a doubt. जिस प्रकार से आप SMS में चैटिंग करते हो, सिमिलरली वी आर हैविंग अ चैट बॉक्स, वहां पे आपको आपका डाउट डिफिकल्टी टाइप करना है. The professor who is delivering the lecture in the studio will come to know that there's yes from so and so center the student is having a doubt. He will going to clear the doubt on the spot. If it is required, in that case we can also connect to the center. We can see the student who are attending over there. We can directly, it means look at the class, how many students are there, which student is asking the which doubt, like that, just like as the physical lecture जैसा हम directly interact कर सकते हैं. So advantage for you is that my dear friends, the coaching for that you have to go to the major cities will not have to be now, no more those particular days are there that you have to go to the major cities. आपके सिटी में ही नजदीक का जो हमारा सेंटर रहेगा, आइडियल एजू सिस्टम प्राइवेट लिमिटेड का जो सेंटर रहेगा वहां पे आपको जाना है, वहां पे आपको कोर्स के लिए एडमिशन लेना है एंड यू शुड स्टार्ट एंटरिंग इनटू द न्यू वर्ल्ड ऑफ द कोचिंग. द बेनिफिट विल बी एट योर डोर स्टेप. नेचुरली आप सोचते होंगे सर इतना सब कुछ आप बता रहे हैं तो नेचुरली फीस भी वैसे ही तगड़ी होगी. Lot of fees we will have to pay because it is a satellite coaching. My dear friend, it is exactly opposite of that. Fees will not be a very high fees. It will be a moderate, or I would say that it will be a much less fees as compared to the physical coaching. You will say, sir, is it your charitable trust? No. Because we are able to manage at the moderate fees, because I am giving you one example, my dear friends. Suppose for the IPCC course, Chartered Accountancy Intermediate का IPCC course जो है, we are having a 60 centers. Consider that out of the 60 centers, at a 20 centers, the student are there for the IPCC course. IPCC course के लिए 20 centers में student है. Let us consider that minimum every center में 10 students are there. Every center there are 10 students. 20 centers, every center 10 students, so it means total 200 students are attending a lecture delivered by the professor from Mumbai. Let us consider the cost of that particular lecture. Let us consider the cost of that particular lecture is of 2000 rupees. To understand in a simple manner, 2000 रुपया एक लेक्चर का कॉस्ट है. That 2000 कॉस्ट विल बी डिवाइडेड ऑन अ 20 सेंटर्स. 20 सेंटर्स के ऊपर वो कॉस्ट डिवाइड किया जाएगा. So it means every center is having how much cost? 100 rupees का कॉस्ट आएगा. 2000 divided by 20. It will be nothing but what? 100 rupees. But हर एक सेंटर में how many students are there? Every center there are 10 students. So 100 rupees cost is further divided on a 10 student. So it means every student will be having a cost of only 10 rupees per lecture. And naturally, because of that, we are able to afford the moderate fees to offer for our student. So that is why what I would suggest is that you should visit our nearest center. आपके एरिया का जो भी नियरेस्ट सेंटर है वहां पे विजिट करो एंड यू कैन गेट द फर्दर डिटेल अबाउट द रजिस्ट्रेशन, व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट सब्जेक्ट्स विच आर देयर. उसके बारे में you can get the details. It is one of the golden opportunity, I would say, my dear friends, which is knocking the door. If you will open the door, if you will enter, naturally the new horizon is for you. You will get the qualification like chartered accountant, company secretary, cost and management accountant, and once you are holding that qualification, no one can stop you from getting the employment or practicing as one of this particular professional, getting a respect in a society, earning a huge amount of income with a proper source. पैसा तो बहुत सारे लोग कमाते हैं, अलग अलग तरीके हैं, बट अच्छे सोर्स से अच्छा तरीके से सोसाइटी में रिस्पेक्ट मिलना, दैट इज वन ऑफ द इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. So again I will repeat, visit to the nearest center, get the details about the courses and join the courses as early as possible. Any further inquiries or any further requirement of the details, you can log on to this particular site www.idealclasses.com. www.idealclasses.com. On this particular site you can visit and you can get the further details of any of this course. Thank you very much. We are waiting for you in our nearest center as well as in our coaching. Welcome to the Ideal Education System Private Limited. Thank you.